Again. Hey everybody, it's Sam Bennett from therealsambennett.com and welcome to this, our weekly Facebook Live. This is my favorite time to be with you all, to talk with you about what's happening, about what's going on inside of your mind, inside of the world inside of you. And I'm delighted that you're taking this time for yourself to be here. Before I hit yes on the recording, I asked everybody to just tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? Like 1 being like super blah, 10 being awesome. And we got a 4, we got an 8, we got a partly 2, partly 8. Yeah, that's that's very us, isn't it? Like we feel crappy, but we still do great things. So it's sort of a 2 and sort of an 8. 3 blah. Yeah, got it. Good. And of course, we've got the inimitable and exceptional Veronica Gazzardi here with us. Veronica says nuance. It's the highly creative person way. Exactly. We love nuance. We don't care for black and white thinking, and we don't really like to be definitive about how we're feeling because we know it could change at any moment. But I think it's good for you to put a little button on yourself to be like, oh, interesting. Okay, let's do our breathing. Let's do our breathing. Let's do our breathing. Let's do our breathing all the time. Let's do our breathing more than we breathe. Let's bring some intentionality to this existence, to this inspiration, to this respiration, to this exaltation. You ready? Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Transformative every time. How do we do it? I'm so glad to be here with you all. So I'm talking about the world and how you may or may not be feeling about it. I'm talking about your world and how you may or not be feeling about you. And I have a possible answer for you. I've sort of stumbled on this way to get out of the BLAHS and way to get out of this feeling that you may be having that you're just treading water. And maybe the feeling that it's like just getting harder and harder to just tread water, like you're expending more energy just to stay still, just to not go anywhere. I was certainly having that feeling in my own life. And I sort of inadvertently stumbled on a way out of it. So I thought I would share it with you. And it's one of those things that's very simple, but not easy, right? Simple, but not easy. Here's what I want you to do. Writer downers, go ahead and write this down. End the BLAHS. To end the BLAHS, scare yourself. Scare yourself. Terrify yourself. Go ahead and terrify yourself. What I recently did this myself. I've made a few decisions that are terrifying. I'll share the results of them with you as we move on. It's a little early in the game yet, but I've noticed a couple of things. Shirley says treading jello. Yeah, no joke, right? Treading jello. In terrifying myself, I have opened up some incredible possibilities. In terrifying myself, I have opened up some incredible conversations. In terrifying myself, I have, and this really surprised me, inspired some other people, friends of mine. Like as I'm sharing some of my, decisions, I wasn't sure how people would respond. I wasn't sure if I'd get a lot of pushback or a lot of negativity or some like indifference, like, oh, okay, yay, whatever. But no, what I'm getting is like, really? I've been thinking the same thing. I think you're really opening a door for me here. I think I may have to do the same thing. And these are people who are like in personal development. These are not people who've been like leading lives of quiet desperation. These are people who are like out in the world, and that you and I would go like, they've totally got their shit together, but they don't feel that way. They also feel like they've been treading jello, and pardon me. And because we learn so well by example. This is not the story about like how great Sam Bennett is. We just learn really well by example. We're tribal animals. Modeling, it's what it's called. When we see somebody else do something, we're like, oh, and we get it. Our mirror neurons start to fire, and we're like, oh, I think I could do that then. And it's a much better way than the way we often try to talk ourselves into things, which is by modeling inside of our own mind. Like, can I picture myself doing this? Can I see this happening? And your brain's like, no, I don't think so. And then you're like, oh, I don't have the confidence to do it. Right, because you haven't done it. But watching somebody else can get you partly towards the feeling that you've done it, or at least the feeling that you could do it. And then you do it, and then you get the confidence, right? We've talked about this before, about it would be so great if you got the confidence ahead of time. Like, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Of course you're not ready. You haven't done it yet. Ready is a myth. There's no such thing as ready, right? If you felt ready, you would have waited too long. If you felt ready, it means you waited too long. You should always feel a little unready. You should always feel a little embarrassed. You should always feel a little edgy. Otherwise, how do you know you're doing something new? Right? And also, there's energy in that nervousness. There's energy in that fear. There's energy in that excitement. And there's cool maturation that comes from navigating the fear and the excitement, right? When you are putting yourself in a new position, when you are scared, when you are terrified, when you have really put yourself, as they say, outside of your comfort zone, you feel really uncomfortable, and you get to call on all those skills and talents that you've been building over the years to get more comfortable, right? All of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I have a toolkit. I can do my 4-7-8 breathing. I can phone a friend. I can do some, a quick journaling to help, me manage these feelings. I can call on my, spirit guides and angels. I can, whatever, I can have a conversation with the animals in my life because they're very chilled out. They're not worried at all. You've got a million tools and strategies. My mom likes Rescue Remedy. For her, that like solves every problem. So I want you to ask yourself, how can you terrify yourself? How can you terrify yourself? How can you do something that really gives you the pitter pats? I was reading a novel last night. Okay, I read a novel last night. It was one of those short ones. It wasn't short. It was just easy to read. Quick read, fun read, beach read, summer read, fine. It's a fine book. But I eventually got kind of annoyed with this book, partly because it's just another book in which a lot of white people are having feelings. And I'm a little like, okay. But also, so much of the action of this book was driven by people's fear. I kept wanting to yell at the characters, like, just say the thing. Just tell the truth. Just kiss her already. Just tell him you're fed up with his shit. Like, just do it. Have the conversation. Make the move. Invest the money. Move out. Do the thing. Like, gah. It's like a little silly to be getting mad at, fictional characters in a breezy summertime beach read. But the thing I really wanted to say to these characters was, quit letting yourself off the hook. Quit letting yourself off the hook. And I want you to quit letting yourself off the hook, which I don't mean don't treat yourself with compassion and gentleness. Of course, I want you treating everyone with compassion and gentleness, especially yourself. But I want you to quit making excuses. I want you to quit backing off. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. Now's not really a good time. I don't think I feel that well. I don't really have the money. It's not at this inflation. Have you seen it? I don't think. I'm gonna equivocate here until I manage to just keep treading water or treading jello and exhaust myself by doing nothing. So I want to ask you, how have you been letting yourself off the hook? Where have you been making it okay for you to not take the action that you know would make a difference in your life? And if you want to put it in the chat, we'd love to hear it. If you want to just write it down for yourself, please do that, because you need to see yourself write it. Your hand needs the experience of writing it. You can stand to be honest with yourself. You can stand to be profoundly honest with yourself. And again, with great kindness and compassion. Why haven't you done it up to now? Because it hasn't been the right time. How do we know it hasn't been the right time? Because you haven't done it. How do we know today's the right time? Because you're here listening to this and you're thinking, oh shit, today's the day. Yeah, oh shit, today's the day. Have the conversation. Say the thing out loud. Admit it, if no one thing else, to yourself. And I know some of you have dreams that have been kicking around so long, it almost hurts to look at them. I know that feeling. But guess what? They're still kicking around. And you're still you. And you still want what you want. So quit talking yourself out of it already. Quit telling yourself it's not going to happen. Because you can do it. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Funman says, you got me. Tracy says, new job. Yeah, new job. Go ahead today. Go to the boss, go to the person and say, I would like to thank you so much for having had this opportunity to work here as be part of this team. It's been great. And it's time for me to move on. And I'm looking for, my last day will be X, and I'm looking forward to creating a really easy transition. Boom. You will not believe the relief you will feel. Right? Or say to the partner, this can't go on. You can't keep treating me like this. We can't keep having this dynamic. I need this from you. Or I want to talk about how I need this from you and I feel like you don't hear me when I ask for it. Boom, say the thing. Say the thing. Getting a new doctor. Yeah. Working on my business, posting a damn video on YouTube. Yeah, post a video on YouTube. Post a shitty video on YouTube. Make a bad one and post it, right? Tracy says, oh shit is right. Just made an appointment with a manager who's hiring. Woohoo! Thank you for the inspiration. Go, Tracy. Yay. Yay. Excellent. 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 Right. The endless search for the best method, the best tool, the best teacher, the best tech. Oh, I'm still researching. Oh, I don't know. Yes, you do. You know enough to get started, right? So go big, my friend Allison Bird, I heard her give a great keynote one time, and she told the story about when she was first starting her business, and she was deep in prayer. She was like, Lord, I'm going to leap. I'm going to spread my wings. I'm going to fly off this branch, and I'm going to trust you to send the wind beneath my wings. Lord, be with me. God, be with me. Here I go. And she jumped and poof, hit the ground. Metaphorically speaking. And then she realized that while she had felt like she was jumping off from the top of the tree, from the top of the mountain, she had actually jumped off from the curb, like she hadn't taken a big enough risk for spirit to get in there, I just love that image of a bird being like, I'm going. Ooh. Right? So make sure it's a big enough risk that spirit can come towards you, that the universe can support you, that the mystery can engage with you, right? When you're just like, taking these baby steps. And not that it can't, sometimes baby steps can be terrifying too. I'm not saying it has to be dramatic. I'm certainly not saying it has to be foolish. But enough with the pondering, enough with the treading water, right? Christy says, perfect timing. Thank you. Releasing parents' possessions to allow my dreams to move forward. That's right. Your parents' stuff was your parents' stuff. It worked for them in their life, which is different than you in your life. And if it helps at all, I ended up with a bunch of my grandmother's stuff, and some of it was really beautiful stuff, but it wasn't appropriate to my life. Like this beautiful china, like what am I suddenly just going to start having sit-down dinners for 30? That was her life. It wasn't my life. So I asked her. Her name was Virginia Briggs, and she was very beautiful and very tough, very glamorous, very, sort of scotch and cigarettes grandma. She wasn't a milk and cookies grandma. She was a scotch and cigarettes grandma. And I felt so conflicted about getting rid of her stuff, but I was like, Gaga, I don't have room for this. And honestly, her voice came through so loud and clear. She was like, oh, Samantha, please get rid of it. It's just gathering dust. It's beautiful stuff. Someone will love it. Who cares? And I was so relieved. Like, I mean, so again, maybe the conversation you need to have is with somebody who's not on the planet anymore. But I was so happy to get her permission. I was so happy to get her no nonsense advice. She was like, why would you keep this when it has nothing to do with your life? Like, what, out of loyalty to me? She's like, I know you're loyal to me. Of course you are. I didn't need to demonstrate my loyalty to her by hanging on to her fucking plates, So yeah. Yeah, so release your parents' possessions. It's fine. Could Julie contact a local riding school? Yes. The last time I was on a horse was 40 years ago. Yes. Yes, go riding. Shirley says, what a great story. Reminds me of watching the baby birds fledge near my patio last week. They stood on the edge of the nest and flapped the wings experimentally for a couple of days before taking the chance. Not a one failed. That's right. That's right. Not a one failed. And here's the thing is, I know you have this feeling like, well, what if it's not worth it? What if it's not worth it? What if it doesn't work? It's always going to be worth it, because once you leap, then you will be the person who has leapt. You will be the person who has had that experience. You will be the person who has that learning. Sometimes Luke and I will like to watch The Amazing Race, and often there's a bungee jump off a giant bridge on The Amazing Race. And I'm always like, this is why I will never go on The Amazing Race, because I don't want to do that. Plus, I don't know how to drive stick, and I can't speak any other languages. And I don't really care for travel. Yeah, anyway. I mean, I like being other places, but I don't like the experience of traveling to other places. But every time, right? They're there, they're getting strapped in. They're like, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Boom. Ah! And then they're jumping up and down. They're like, yes, I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Right. And even if they're like, I did it and I never want to do it again. Fabulous. Because you've done it. You've given your body the experience. You've given your mind the experience. You've opened yourself up to be a new person who is willing to be terrified. And when you are willing to be terrified, you can do anything, right? But it's going to take an investment, right? It's going to take an investment. It's going to take an investment of time, of energy, of money, of self-belief. And it might cost, you might feel like it's costing you some of your self-image, like, oh, I might be visible as a person who dares to do things. Yeah, you might. If you have been thinking about joining us for Get Your Book Done or for Get It Done Lab, it is not too late to join that. And in fact, if you sign up for Get Your Book Done, you get a very special offer to join Get It Done Lab for a very low price. And we just started Get It Done Lab last week, and we have the first session of Get Your Book Done tomorrow. So Veronica has put the link in the chat, and probably on the Facebook pages as well. It's therealsambennett.com. So TheRealSamBennett.com /get-your-book-done-plus. So therealsambennett.com /GET-YOUR-book BOOK -done DONE-plus PLUS. That's what'll get you the extra bonus. TheRealSamBennett.com /get-your-book-done-plus. Did you know that 81% of Americans want to write a book? I had heard this statistic before, and then I was looking for it on the internet and I couldn't find it. So I was like, well, maybe that's not true. But then my good friend, Robin Colucci, who is one of the world's best book coaches, sent out an email just today, and she cited that exact statistic. 81% of Americans want to write it, say they want to write a book, but almost no one does. And I have to say, I think it was Julie one of the Julies who wrote in and said that, her experience of working with me is that the way I teach, it tends to sort of apply to everything. So in taking Get Your Book Done, you also get good information about how to clear the clutter in your closet. And in doing Get Your Book Done, you also get good information about how to have hard conversations with people you love. And in doing Get Your Book Done, you get good information about how to feel better about yourself, how to present yourself, all that, which I was very flattered by. And I like to think that that's true, because it's so, I like to say that I give you X-ray vision goggles into the world, right? So this course, Get Your Book Done, it's not a how to be a better writer course, although there is information about how to be a better writer. And it is not a accountability class, although there is accountability. It is more a clarifier in how to think about your book so that as you write it, it will succeed, so that you can write a book that will be successful, right? And the number one question I get when I say, what's your question about writing a book? The number one thing that comes back to me is, well, how do I know what idea to write? How do I know what will sell? How do I find an audience? How do I pick? I've got a lot of ideas. I'm not sure. Right, exactly. And this course is especially designed to help you understand exactly what book you need to be writing and how to sell it and how to market it and how to talk about it in a way that is compelling to other people, whether you want to traditionally publish, get an agent and a publisher, or whether you want to self-publish, just get it up in the world and you get to keep all the money, which is pretty great. Or you want to do some kind of hybrid publishing. There's both of those. So, hi, Leslie. Leslie says 15 minutes at a time and then you arrive. Oh yes, clap, clap, amen, exactly. Good. Christy says, thank you for sharing your grandmother's voice. My father's symphonies will be donated to his university music department. That's beautiful, Christy. That's a great place for them. Some of you know Luke, my person. Luke has a master's in musicology and a master's in composition and a PhD in music theory. So he is a person who would be really excited to find that kind of resource at his university. So good for you. Good for you for doing that. Good. Julie's saying that the other Julie's saying, a new friend of mine who's been big in the world asked me to promise her to post that video and send it to her. It feels really good. Yes, exactly. A little accountability goes a long way. I just love that about you, Sam. By the way, 2 of the last Zoom calls I was on, people told me how great, fabulous, glowing, and beautiful I was after I decided to treat myself like a wonderful, beautiful woman. Isn't that exciting? You start to dare to treat yourself like a wonderful, beautiful woman, and people start to respond to you like a wonderful, beautiful woman. Isn't that exciting? So if you are even feeling the teeniest little tug on your sleeve of like, oh, maybe I should do this. Yes, do it. Jump in. Satisfaction guaranteed, or your tuition cheerfully refunded. If you try to jump into this and decide, oh no, this isn't for me, I don't like it, this isn't working, then just let us know. You can keep all the bonuses. We'll give you your money back. No harm, no foul. This almost never happens. I almost never have any refunds. So not in the last couple of courses I've had. I don't think I've had any refunds. Is that true? So I feel very confident that if you're in, you're going to love it. So invest. And if you're not going to invest with me, fine, invest with somebody, right? Because, when you pay money, your mind pays attention. Your mind is like, oh, she's serious. Oh, we're doing this, right? So, invest in yourself, because you matter and you're the only you there is. And that idea you've had for a book for a long time now is yours. It came to you. And you may feel like, oh, it's been written 100 times before. Yeah, but not by you. Well, I don't really know how it would go. Well, of course not. You haven't started yet. 15 minutes a day, 85 days. We start Friday, we go till the end of October. It's like every other week. It's once every 2 weeks, which I find a very livable cadence. The teachings get dropped as videos, and then we're going to have live Q&A calls together. So you've got a whole week to watch their trainings, and they're very short, take some notes, make some progress, and then come back to me with questions. which I think is going to be a better format, because up to now, usually what I do is like I teach and like we do a worksheet together, or I, do something with you, and then we do questions as we're working. But I sort of felt like with this, it was going to be a better pedagogically to have you experience the material, live with it for a minute, and then come back with questions later when you've had some time to think about it. So that way you get both the community and the teaching. And if you can't be there live for any of it, obviously the recordings, nobody's going to be there live. It's just me all by myself. And if you can't be there live for the Q&A, you can just submit questions to me in advance and I will answer them live on the trainings. And you really want to double dog dare yourself, use me as your accountability buddy. Send me an email every single day telling me that you wrote today. All right, now what just happened inside of your mind? Did you go like, oh, I couldn't do that. Oh, I don't want to bother Sam. I don't want to commit to that. What if I didn't do it? What if I let her down? What if I don't write on Saturdays? I wouldn't do. So what? Try it. Try it for a day. Try it for a week. Skip Saturdays. Try it. I don't have any judgment about it. I know you can write a book. I know you can do whatever it is you want to do. I know you can change jobs. I know you can start a business. I know you can have that hard conversation with that relationship that is so one-sided. I know you can do it. So borrow confidence from me. And remember, you can't fuck it up. You can't do it wrong. There's no wrong way to write a book. There's no wrong way to live your life. But it is exhausting to be trapped in the BLAHS. It is exhausting to keep treading water and not feel like you're getting anywhere. It is exhausting to wake up to the exact same fucking problems that you have been having for ages. If nothing else, give yourself some different problems. I mean, it's gotten a little boring, hasn't it? Are you tired of being mad at yourself for those same 4 things? Drop it already. Move on. Your body looks the way it looks. I appear as this now. You have the scars you have. You've made the choices you've made. Fine. Good. That's been your path. Good. Bless it correct. Trust the delays. Hasn't been right up to now. It's right today. It's right today. Because today is all there is, right? Julie, so there's a Julie who used to be our neighbor when we lived in Carpinteria, and Julie says, Luke was real handy when I needed to donate music, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow's Get Your Book Done session. Yeah, me too. Kickoff sessions tomorrow. So yeah. Leah says, I decided to join Get Your Book Done. Yay, even though I have no freaking idea what book that might be. Oh, Leah, we're going to have some fun with you. Yay. And Joe says, haven't even started yet. Still, I already feel totally different about my book. Yay. Julie says, oh shit, all that came up for me and I've been writing 1,000 words a day, or 2 or 3. That's amazing. Good for you. Veronica says, ooh, I should make a bothered Sam badge for the site. Oh, I bothered Sam today. I bothered Sam today. I bothered Sam today. My head was like, isn't she busy enough not to read all my emails? I love reading y'all's emails. And I'm telling you, if you email me every day to tell me that you wrote, I probably will not. I absolutely will not write you back. If you have a specific question for me, of course, I will always write you back if you have a question that I can answer in 5 or 10 minutes. I will give anybody 5 minutes of my time. If you have a bigger question, I will address it on the group calls, or a question that I feel like would apply to more people than just you, because I guarantee you, if you are having the question, everybody else is too. And but I will always read what you write. I'm fascinated to read what you write. I love hearing from you guys. So I'm never too busy to read. And if you specifically want to hear back from me, then let me know. I specifically want to hear back from you. And if for some reason you don't hear back from me, then please write me again, because I try to respond to everything within like 24 to 36 business hours. So if I haven't written you back, I probably either didn't see it or just something slipped through the cyber cracks, either in my mind or, in the emails. So please bother me. Please bother me. Please bother me. She's Veronica saying it would be an award. You only get it if you send an accountability email every day for X number of days, and then the team can award it by hand. That's right. Special I bothered Sam for 10 days straight award. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So Give me a yes if you're going to dare to do something today. Give me a yes if you're going to scare yourself, if you're willing to terrify yourself today. You don't have to tell me what it is. Just give me a yes. And if you're looking for something, please join me for Get Your Book Done. I think it's going to be so fun. This has turned out to be one of the most popular classes we've offered in a long time. So I'm really thrilled with the way that it's going. You can share this recording with a friend. It lives on our Facebook page. It also gets posted to our YouTube channel. I'm getting yeses, 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 yes, great idea. Funtman saying, yeah, okay. Good. All right, excellent. He says, sure, what's a little more fear? Exactly. Nobody, you're not gonna, you from this little children don't die. You'll be fine. All right, let's do one more breath. That's a good way to move through the fear, right? You ready? Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for doing this with me. Now go get that. Don't go scare yourself. Go do it. I know you can do it. Mwah. Join Get Your Book Done.